I don't play enough really bad games. That's true. Really bad games are kind of fun to play on stream.
Works to expand Iran's influence in the Middle East using covert military and intelligence tactics. But in 2014, things started to change. The elusive commander was spotted in the public eye more often. We started seeing him with militias, on battlefields, at funerals. He even had his own Instagram. We combed through hundreds of images and videos, many of them propaganda. From Soleimani's early military days to his recent stint.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's Instagram. Like, this is why I'm saying, like, propaganda is not a bad word, even though they're using it in this situation as to mean, like, to imply that it's bad. It's like, yeah, it's his Instagram. What do you mean? It's like looking at, this stuff is so dumb. It's like looking at like an Instagram model's Instagram and be like, well, they're doing a lot of propaganda here for the fucking Maldives or something.
As a social media sensation. These appearances help paint a more complete picture of how the Quds Force operates, through a network of proxy forces or local militias, along a key corridor that Iran calls the axis of resistance.
Yeah, he's an Insta baddie.
It stretches through.
That's why Trump took him out, because he's a bit of a, he's got a thick one too. Qasem Soleimani, like I saw him walking. I saw him walking over there. He's got thick ones.
Through Iraq and Syria to Lebanon.
سپاه آمد اتصال سرزمینی بین مقاومت درست کرد. یعنی ایران را به عراق متصل کرد. عراق را به سوریه متصل کرد. سوریه را به لبنان متصل کرد.
Let's start in Lebanon. These are rare images that appear to have been taken very recently. They show Soleimani with Hasan Nasrallah, who is the leader of Hezbollah, a Lebanon-based militant group.
أما قاسم سليماني ليس شأنا إيرانيا بحتا. قاسم سليماني يعني كل محور المقاومة.
Hezbollah is the archetype for how the Quds Force operates. They helped found the group and fund it to this day. This support fueled Hezbollah's rise as a political party and as a military threat to
Dude, look at those glasses. Those are fire.
Israel, Iran's arch enemy. These are Hezbollah fighters posing with Iranian weapons. And here's a video of Soleimani with the senior commander of Hezbollah. The group gives Iran a key foothold in the region, along this corridor we told you about. This photo from 2013 reveals just how strong the bond is between these two groups. It shows a prominent Hezbollah member at a funeral for Soleimani's mother in Tehran. 2 years later, that Hezbollah member died, and Soleimani himself made the trip to Beirut to pay his respects. He's seen here praying at his grave. Now, let's look at how Soleimani took the Hezbollah playbook and mimicked it in Iraq. Here, too, sightings of Soleimani help tell the story. Here he is in 2015 with Abu Mahdi al-Mohandes, the leader of an Iraq-based militia called Kata'ib Hezbollah, also known as KH. Over the last few years, the two were seen frequently together. And the bond is strong here, too, judging by this propaganda video.
Yeah, God forbid men have hobbies. You know what I mean? Like, or friends. This is yet another instance where the libtards over at the New York Times are claiming that are making the assertion that like men are not allowed to have friendships. You know what I mean? This is yet another case of men feeling isolated, male loneliness, okay? And the New York Times is pushing for it.
رابطه سرباز
حاج قاسم
سرباز حاج قاسم.
Similar to Hezbollah, KH is active in politics and helps push Iran's interests in Baghdad. And it runs military operations. Soleimani's team trains and arms them, and one of their main targets over the years has been American forces. We found propaganda footage of KH attacks on American bases in Iraq. And KH also joined the fight against ISIS, which Iran considered a major threat. In fact, Soleimani even shows up at victories against ISIS in Iraq. These were brutal campaigns where civilians were often collateral damage. KH would later be seen during the recent attack on the US Embassy in Baghdad. That episode led up to Soleimani's killing. And the other senior commander to die in the attack was none other than KH's leader, Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis. The next place we see Soleimani is Syria, the missing piece in Iran's strategic corridor. The militias we just told you about, Hezbollah and KH, here they are in Syria, fighting to help Syrian President Bashar al-Assad stay in power. Syria was also the only place we actually saw Iranian operatives besides Soleimani in action. Here,
to be fair, most Iranians hate their government, but they hate the U.S. much more, rightfully so. Yeah, exactly. And people think, but the problem is people in America think that that is like unjust. They literally look at that and they're like, why? Why would they fucking hate? I don't understand. Like, why do they hate America? Like, they hate us because they ain't us? It's like, no, man, it's for good reason. Outside of the MEK, who's always like, I am Iranian, please, glass, Tehran. We deserve the nuclear holocaust, please.
here, one of them describes how they train fighters in Syria.
25 روز جابجا میشن خیلی این نیرو مثلا یه جا نمیمونه.
Only the IRGC hates USA? No, dude. It's like, that's not true. If that was the case, then these people would not get any fucking clout. Like, they would not have any prominence. They would not have any prominence in the region at all. Iranians absolutely do not hate the USA. Oh my God. I don't think Americans understand. Even American client states, the individuals that live in said client states also don't exactly love America. And the other thing that Americans also don't understand is that it's not about hating Americans, okay? It's not about hating Americans. It's about hating American foreign policy. It's literally American foreign policy that everybody hates. Everybody loves American culture, okay? Everybody loves American culture. Everybody loves American movies. Everybody loves rap music, things of that nature. People love consuming it. They just don't like America's actions. They don't fucking hate Americans for the most part either.
که وضعیتش چی باشه یعنی نیروهای دفاعی وطنی که ما هستن دیگه حداکثر 25 روز با ما هستن جابجا میشن.
But this video wasn't meant to be released. The footage was captured and leaked by Syrian opposition forces. Remember, it's
You have to look into the history of Iran. The people like the US. No, they love the top of the hour ad break because I don't serve any ads in Iran, so they don't get to see it. But all the Americans do. However, if you no longer want to see those ads, like you are Iranian or something, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. Let's fucking get it, boys.
all part of the playbook. Iranian Quds Force fighters rarely appeared in any of the videos we found. They stay under the radar and do most of their work through proxies. But we still see Soleimani. Here he is near Aleppo in 2015. The eventual fall of Aleppo became a key turning point for Assad, with devastating consequences for civilians. One big winner in all this bloodshed was Iran, which kept its foothold in Syria. There's another place on the map, Yemen, where Iran is active, but we don't see Soleimani here. Why? Because Iran doesn't want to be linked directly to the conflict. We do see other clues. These are Iranian weapons being used by a group called the Houthis. They're fighting against forces backed by Iran's great rival, Saudi Arabia. And Soleimani's lack of public profile here tells us one final thing about the Quds Force. Controlling whether they come out of or remain in the shadows is all part of their game.
Widow K66, thank you for the 5 get the subs. Allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour.